everyone, and welcome to another book review. Today I've got Quicksilver by Callie Hart, and Quicksilver is about a Ceres, I'm hoping I'm saying that right, who lives in a very poor district, who has rations for things like even water, and she lives there with her brother and her stepfather, if so to speak, because obviously her mum has been executed, so he is sort of the only parent figure she knows at the moment. And she gets into trouble because she steals a golden gauntlet from one of the Queen's soldiers, and it spirals off from there. She gets taken by the Queen eventually, and she has some sort of magic that she's not aware of herself, and awakens a portal, which is a pool of Quicksilver. And there is actually a scene here where, before she sort of emerges into the gets to go into the pool of Quicksilver, carried into by this handsome man she refers to as Death, which is a very intriguing scene. I actually really like the scene. That's why I'm stopping here to describe it a bit more, because she encounters pain, and in all books the protagonist encounters pain, but I think that this scene particularly is very well written. It goes further into pain than I normally read, and I found that scene to be very enjoyable to read. Anyhow, so they go through the portal, she comes into the Fey world that she didn't know existed, and she learns about magic she didn't know she had. She obviously meets Kingfisher, which is the male love interest, who is a reluctant hero, and they have a relationship which I suppose is more of unlikely lovers, because they're not really enemies, and they need to collaborate for her to come back to her brother through the portal again, and for him to save all his friends and family and the people he loves in the Fey world. So that is, in summary, what I can say about this book. Now to my unpopular opinions. This book I found was very interesting, and people who likes world building probably will enjoy it, because it builds up the world in the beginning a lot. So it takes almost half the book before she meets the love interest, which is one of the things that I found hard when I was reading, because I was just sort of, when is she getting to when am I going to read about Kingfisher that I heard so much about? And yeah, it took a good while before that sort of element of intrigue and tenseness between them started to get into sort of the action to things rather than the world building. But obviously the world building was beautiful. I was just too impatient, I think. But yeah, if you're not really in for it for the romance part, and you just want to read about, a good world building, a good story, and a good Fey and war sort of situation, absolutely this would be your pick. I also struggled a little bit with her background story, which was so she was living in this really poor district where water was a scarce resource, and then but her mum worked in a library, and she was also prostituting herself for a while, and so it seemed like either they would have money for water, or or they didn't anyway, because they had so many other things to pay for. But then she went into a tavern and she got treated to a glass of whiskey, which I feel like if you are that parched from water, why would you not say to the person, can you buy me a glass of water instead of whiskey? But although I'm not a whiskey drinker, so maybe the whiskey drinkers would now say, of course you would choose a glass of whiskey instead. And then apparently later on, she expresses her desires to actually being able to forge and design her own sword, because she works like a blacksmith, and that she at home used to be sketching these a lot. And then I also felt a bit like if she was that poor that she didn't have water, but she had paper and, being able to sketch, maybe it would have been better described to say, she used charcoal or something on a wall. But there might be things there that I'm skipping or wasn't really paying attention to. So because of me wanting to get to the point where she met Kingfisher. So those are just small little details that just made me think a little bit about where she actually was from and how her situation was where she lived. But yeah, again, it was explained really well. The banter between her friend, Mr. Swift, as well was very enlightening to this. A complete opposite to Kingfisher, which was nice. There was honor, there was magic, people fighting for the good side. Also, Kingfisher could have had a bit more foul mouth, I think, because I was promised he would be outspoken with his words. I think there could have been more. I think he could have done more of an appearance. He was away a lot. There was a lot of lies, there was a lot of things that he didn't explain, which is a part of the mystery, which is good. And the intrigues as well of the things, the pieces that he has given her and how to use the magic worked really well as well, to sort of explain what she needed to do with the magic, which was an intriguing part of the magic system to read. So yeah, that is all in all about Kingfisher and Ceres, and now we just have to wait for second one, the Brimstone, to see how it all continues. So if that is something that you like, maybe you can have a look at Callie Hart's profile and see if there's anything there you think you would enjoy reading. If you have read this book, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it. And as always, I wish you a good day. Thank you very much for watching. Bye!